Hey guys, welcome to BP the Bible Perspective. Older white men are victims of racism. So says famed author James Patterson. But is he just playing the victim card? I want to share a few thoughts on this. But before we do, please like and share this video and subscribe to BP the Bible Perspective. And as always, if you have a thought or comment, add it in the comments section below. All comments are welcome. Famed author James Patterson recently apologized for a gaffe he made when he said older white men were victims of racism. Now, besides that, he said it in the context of the publishing world, saying that older white men can't get published or find work in the publishing world. Now, in order to understand that, those of you who don't really know who James Patterson is, as I said, he's a famed author, one of the biggest selling authors in the world today. He has an estimated net worth of about 800 million. He has wrote countless bestsellers, and many of them turned into movies. One of the most famous of movies is the Alice Cross detective series or movies, which starred Morgan Freeman, a black actor. Okay, now I'm just putting some context there as well as flavor, because when he makes the statement, older white men are victims of racism. Now, on the publishing end, I would say, really? How does he explain that? He hasn't experienced any racism. He could write a book now and get it published easily. So what does he mean by this? And as I said before, I want to call BS on the statement because can he explain where? Now, he does say in the article that, again, older white men can't get work. Now, I would challenge him on this perspective here. He knows the publishing world. Stories sell. And if you can sell your story or sell the concept to a publisher, they're going to sell your story. So in order for him to say and get away with saying that older white men are victims of racism, he has to be saying that when older white men submit books, that publishers are saying that, oh, because he's white, I don't want to publish his book. That's just nonsense, because that's just not true. Besides the fact that publishers, if you have a sellable book, they're going to accept your manuscript because they want to make money. Now, it also should note he has since apologized for the statements, to which I suspect that his handlers, meaning his agents, lawyers, publishers, people who have made his movies, right? Is, you know, the people who are making the movies don't want him to be a victim of cancel culture. Now that he is at risk, but he's at risk because of the foolish statements that he made, that older white men are victims of racism. But I want to go deeper into why he made the statement, or why he feels that way. Even though he apologized, I still believe he feels that way. Now, James Patterson is in his late 70s. Now, that gives a lot of context to the times in which he was born and raised in. Okay? And to me, that's privileged white people, white, what we say white people, okay, privilege. And like a lot of people of that era, of that time, They feel that the America they knew is changing. Now, in order to translate that, that means the white America, the white conservative America, the white Christian America is changing. The demographics are changing. Um, Culture is changing. You can't say what you used to say. You can't act the way you used to act. He come out of a time, or where he was free as a white man to say and act any way he chose. And I'm not even saying he acted badly, but his statements reveal to me those inner feelings that a lot of white people are expressing. I'm friends with a person, and he's supposed to be a Christian, on Facebook, and he's about the same age as James Patterson. He has called me, and I'm a black man, he's called me the most racist person he's ever met. Now that's what his words is. And the reason why I tied this into what James Patterson is saying, because a lot of people of that time feel that way. And the only reason why they feel that way is because I speak up against racism. I challenge the racist status quo, the white status quo. And when you point that out and you make statements, he's used to making, like this my friend on Facebook is used to making dumb statements without being challenged. I challenged him. And for that, he says, I'm the most racist person he's ever met. Which is kind of, if you stop and think about that, I'm worse than the Klan. I'm worse than the white supremacy people today. I'm worse than, we can go on and on and on. But that's the problem with this mentality. When you make a statement like James Patterson, that older white men are victims of racism. And they've always made these kinds of statements with affirmative action, right? Even though you go on any executive floor and it's all white, mostly white, and yet affirmative action is changing, the world, right? The victims, white people are victims of reverse racism. And so my thing is, this is where this thought is coming from. That's the genesis of it. That the white America that he has been accustomed to, comfortable with, is changing. And they don't like it. Look, that's my perspective. I'd love to hear your opinions and your views. And remember, all opinions are welcome. Feel free to add them to the comment section. And don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to BP, the Bible Perspective. The next time, I'll see you then.